catching them stupid rich. Ah! Woo, woo, woo. Assuming this is
Hey, good to see you.
Hey, Casanova.
Y'all see, this is so
I love
different.
that.
I like this.
The last time you were here, I'm trying to figure you out. I definitely remember you,
He
but
was
I'm
black
trying
on black.
It was all black hair.
It was all black hair, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a full head or was it like that?
It was a fade, temple
fade.
taper.
But I like this
okay.
better.
I
This
like
is more
that.
distinguished
Yeah.
young gentleman.
Exactly.
Are you a young
It's very
gentleman?
mature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be that.
You go to Nigeria, we'll be singing your name. Casinova.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, I imagine on college campuses, all kids doing is following you singing that song.
Yeah.
Doing a little dance.
The Pied Piper.
Yeah. Nice to have you here, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks,
You are
thanks.
definitely welcome. We're going straight into business with you because
Right.
we have so much to talk about. Somebody like me, I'm always looking for trouble. And
You're always looking for trouble?
yeah, hoping I know somebody that can kind of show me how to
help
get
you
away
out
with
of
it. You know?
Or kind of like How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah, you know. So before we talk about the bad stuff, recently Cat Williams has been in a lot of trouble. But just this past Sunday, he had a show in Boston. He saw a lady crying, and he went to the lady like, "Hey, why are you crying?" during the show. And the lady said she has not laughed that hard since the doctor told her she's got kidney problems
wow.
on her wheelchair. When he was done performing, he took the lady backstage and gave her $1,000 and
wow.
appreciated her.
I wonder what she
for
did with
coming
that
on the show.
$1,000.
You know what? Because you set it up wrong. That's why everybody laughing at you. Like, what?
No.
backwards.
Yeah, no, forget it. But this man has been through a
The way
lot
you just
lately.
said it, like, you know what, Mommy, this is why we laughing right now.
No, yeah, forget them. The story is this man has been through a lot of bad stuff, and his fans.
He's
the
been to
people-
jail 5 times in the last month.
No,
You know
3
that.
times,
Yeah.
not 5 times.
How many?
He's
3
been
times.
charged for assault,
Drugs, raids.
threatening people. I think one of them, I want to say attempted murder or attempted manslaughter. That was another big one. But
Wait, he's
Why-
not still in jail?
He's out. He just
He's
gave $1,000
out.
away.
But how is he out with those charges?
well, you can get out on bail.
You get out on bail.
If they have bail.
No, they had
Oh,
bail.
Cat got bail.
It was aggravated assault. I think
Aggravated.
terroristic threats, entering a vehicle in Georgia because
And what
of
about the
felony.
drug raid? Because he had that. His girl left him.
I didn't know about that, but
That,
drug
that
raid.
was, that was a little bit earlier, but that did
Okay,
happen.
so-
Then I think he beat up his. Well, he didn't technically beat up his bodyguard, but
He threatened to kill the bodyguard.
With
He's
a
like, I'm
baseball
gonna kill
bat.
you.
Yeah.
But this man is like small. And why they take him
Yeah.
serious though?
Because he crazy.
Yeah, what legally? Where is this man at?
I mean, I think he's out. He's definitely out on bond,
Yeah,
but
he's
he's
out.
gonna have to make an appearance for all of those charges. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy because he was arrested in 3 different districts.
Right.
So he was like in Fulton County, and then he was in Hall County, and then I think Atlanta, and they just
Yeah.
he went from one jail
From one
to
jail
the
to
next.
another.
No,
They were just
can judges
transferring
like
him.
combine those charges and like
No.
try you at the same
So they're
time?
going
Like,
to try
bro,
you in each
Different
state,
jurisdictions. Each, like if someone commits a crime in California, and then they go to Mexico and commit a crime, or New Mexico and commit a crime, they each get their opportunity to make
Yeah.
you pay for that crime, and so it's
Yeah.
the same thing in Georgia in their local area in Atlanta. It's Hall County, Fulton County,
Right.
and the city of Atlanta.
so what? And I think the raid might have been a federal. So does that go into?
Oh, that's a different category altogether. That's federal offense. You don't want to play with the feds.
You don't want to play with the feds?
You don't
I'll
wanna
be
play with the
precious
feds.
if the feds watching.
Oh my gosh, I love that song.
You don't want the feds to watch you.
You don't want them. I'll be right. You don't want them
We
to
should
watch.
play that song. Let's look it
We
up.
should. Feds
Yeah.
watching. When the feds watching, though, are you? But fed jail's probably better than
It is.
regular
Federal
jail.
jail is,
Well, I
is
mean, but
always
it's more intense. You know, because Fed stuff carries like heavy penalties. Most of the
Right.
time, local crimes, you might get 5 years in jail.
Uh-huh.
Something they putting you away 15, 20. You
For federal?
federal.
Yeah.
But now, if you watch Cat Williams, he always say things that don't matter, you get longer jail term
Yeah.
compared to things that really shakes the country.
What do
As
you
a
mean?
lawyer, yeah, because somebody can decide to go shoot in Michigan. Uber driver killed people, 6
Oh, yeah.
people,
Oh my God.
and there is no death penalty
In Michigan. Yeah.
But a man shoots himself and get 4 years.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he was probably charged with the possession of the weapon, so it wasn't so much the shooting of himself; it was having the illegal weapon that resulted in him going to prison or jail for 4 years. So the guy who's probably killed the people in, you said Michigan, the Uber driver?
Yeah.
Six
you know,
people.
I'm sure he'll get some serious time in jail, you know, because
What,
he's
life compared to death?
Consecutive life.
yeah, because he's going to be charged
He
with
probably
each
get
person
6
that
life
he
sentences,
killed. So, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they can run concurrently.
Yeah.
It just depends on.
Concurrently is when it runs at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
But it just depends on the lawyer that he has, if they're good enough at making a.
Are you good enough to get a murder charge taken off the table? Because I got
That was the next question.
If I got a hickey on my neck, I'm getting ready to murder.
We might have some justification in that. We'll figure some adequate provocation. You will provoke.
One last question. As a lawyer, how do you know for sure this person is guilty, this person is wrong, and
They
you
know
say to
right off
yourself,
bat.
I'm going to defend him and make him look good?
I
Like
don't ask.
OJ.
You don't ask?
I don't ask.
Hold on, wait,
part that matters.
I want to know the process. What's the process?
Yeah.
Somebody come in, they hire you, they tell you what happened, or
Right.
like,
Yeah, they tell me their story. And so I'm going to represent and speak for them and tell their story from their perspective, their side, recognizing like what the laws are procedurally to make sure like what evidence can get in. Like if they
so you don't really lie for them.
No, I'm not lying for them.
But you know in your head and in your instinct that they lying.
There might be
I
a
know you killed
possibility
that girl.
sometimes. Sometimes the story doesn't quite make sense. So then you like, bruh.
You gotta make this happen.
Bruh,
I know you
that
was
story. But okay.
I'm going there.
We'll roll with that.
So what kind of advice would you give a guy like Cat Williams, who he's committed offenses in separate counties? He's going to have, we know for a fact, at least 3 different trial dates. What kind of advice would you give to him, or what kind of counsel would you throw his way?
He probably just needs to kind of calm down, because right now it's just, he seems to be like very sporadic, and it's happening back to back. It's like, are you on drugs or something? But
Yes.
That's what I was trying to
It
tell
seems
him.
like
He
it's the
on
case.
drugs.
But I mean, you know,
Look
I don't
at
want to
him.
say that he's on drugs, but his behavior is very like sporadic, and I would just say calm down, and then let's take each case on its own, because he has to be found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt for each case and each offense charge.
Last question on that.
on
Would
the
you
criminal.
defend a guy like Cat Williams? Or would
Sure,
you,
why not?
on all of his cases?
I mean,
want that
everybody's
check.
entitled to a defense.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about that check. You know he's guilty.
Uh-huh.
See, I told you. They be lying for a living. They be lying. You
You're
know,
gonna be like, Cat, talk to me.
Right.
Tell me the truth.
Tell me the truth. What happened?
Hey,
What were you feeling? But how do lawyers come up with
yeah.
somebody that is okay, and then they tell you they have meltdown?
And then they go in court and fight for mental illness.
I mean, if the person actually has some mental illness, but you have to evaluate some people. Sometimes the conduct is so outrageous, you think there has to be something wrong upstairs. Why not have them checked out?
Yeah,
right.
You just have them checked out because it's just so
What I don't get is when a lot of people, they do like crazy things, like rob people, whatever, get probably like 5-6 years in jail, whatever, and then they get out within 2 years because they went to a drug program. I'm like, why? How does that add up?
Or good behavior. Of course you're going to be good in jail.
Because
No,
part
but
of the
I'm
criminal
mad that
justice
they're
system-
making up this drug program like, oh, I was on drugs, so let me take this to get out early, you know? But you just really committed a crime. It's not because you was on drugs, because you really wanted to.
Right.
Well, part of the criminal justice system is it's not just to penalize, but it's also for rehabilitation.
Yeah.
And so, drugs do affect your behavior. It does, can cause people to have mental issues.
What
or
kind of drugs?
Not necessarily. I mean, I don't know. I haven't used any drugs.
You ain't
But,
used
meth, what's some of the other stuff? Like
Coke.
ecstasy, coke. Those drugs are
All right, well,
hallucinogens.
just make you want to party.
You did what?
Excuse me. This is don't be
I didn't say no. I didn't take any. I haven't.
Until I came to Hollywood, I didn't even know drugs was that big of a deal. Open, you be in a club and people doing drugs in front of you.
No lie.
I'm like,
Right.
Man, out here people be so comfortable with it.
Yes, they do. When I first moved out here, I went to like a little pool party. They had like a little table over in the corner with a pound, like just sitting there of just
Yeah.
coke. Yes, yeah, you
He's
want
like, oh,
I am not
My-
in this studio
my Uber-
because this is a
my
lawyer
Uber's
and
outside.
you're confessing to drug witness. I was not here.
I didn't say their names. I just saw, I saw blurry faces. I saw blurry faces up to no good.
I
can't
will bring
identify
out my
nobody.
African accent. Which powder be that?
So, are you cooking yam?
Are you cooking yam? Is that pounded yam? Oh, you people don't boil your pounded yam? My brother, we don't eat powder. I'm going home.
So we got
Bobby,
some
you
tweets
crazy.
about you. They said his name is Casanova. Nigerian females will love the name.
Go ahead and send us a
Bushkin,
song.
sit down.
Shout out to Mr. Casanova Henderson. I respect attorneys. It's not easy.
I
Yeah,
know.
thanks.
Now, part of the things Nigerians suffer is corruption.
Right.
And if you, as a lawyer, want to fight, because America, corruption is there, but it's not in the open.
Yeah.
Nigeria, one person, you do a job for 1 million, you create an invoice for 10 million. Yeah, it's real stuff.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and they take you as a lawyer, you have to fight for them. How do you make a case?
Well, I mean, it depends. But again, I let them tell me their side of the story, and then I find, those things that help my client, and that's what I push.
Yeah. So let's go to the next case.
Right. So, go ahead.
Are we doing OJ or we're on
50.
to 50 Cent?
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
50 right
so
now.
50
Wait, what's
Cent
this?
has
50.
50 Cent has been having some back and forth issues with his bankruptcy case, claiming broke, then
Are you going to talk
flashing
about
money.
this? Look at his face.
And then, the judge is actually a little upset about his antics, thinking that he's lying. Now, what are we going to do with what's the advice for somebody like 50 Cent?
I mean, I'm sure 50's lawyers probably told him when they filed for bankruptcy. And and I think most lawyers always tell their clients after they get charged, calm down,
Yeah.
sit down somewhere.
Look at that. That's what
Right,
he's supposed to
He
on
said all the
Instagram.
money was fake, though.
Right, and I think the
That's
Secret
what they
Service
said.
started to question whether or not that money was fake, and they asked him to show me the money.
Right.
Show
But
me
wait,
the
but he's
money.
already filed for bankruptcy in the
Right.
courts, and they've already declared him bankrupt. But he has shows, he has bread, he got cars.
He got a
whips,
new vodka
He
line.
got a new rocket line. He got
Well,
as his attorney.
there's different types of bankruptcy. So the type of bankruptcy that 50 filed for is a reorganization. So it's like, okay, I'm broke, but not really broke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm broke, but not really broke.
What's chapter 7?
That's I'm broke.
Oh, that's real
Yeah,
broke.
you ain't coming back from that.
I'm real broke.
Chapter
Oh,
7, you ain't
it's-
fooling
it's
nobody.
tight.
Is it the kind of, what's this thing?
I don't
Is it the
know.
kind of Kanye broke? The Kanye say, hey, I'm in debt, but
No,
not as a
Kanye
person?
isn't bankrupt. No, Kanye,
But
he's
he-
just saying it takes a lot of money to put into a clothing line that he doesn't have.
See, 50 Cent's bankrupt is like a Donald Trump bankrupt. This business failed.
Right.
I'm still rich, but this business venture,
failed, and I can't
this
put
ain't
no more
going
money
right.
in it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so yes, he's borrowed a lot of money from a lot of people. I think I've heard it reported at somewhere between 28 million and 36 million, but he only has assets of his own of about 20 million. And
Right.
so the people who are coming after him are like, okay, we want our money, and he's like, bruh, I ain't got that.
But he has it though.
No, he
Can't the
doesn't.
judge? Can't they go into his personal assets since he's not completely broke,
But-
and take that money that he owes?
Well, all his assets may not be liquid. So, he may own, he probably has a couple of houses here and there worth a few million. He probably, the business assets that he owns. But, my understanding is too that is he had a tentative deal where he would agree to pay 74% of the debt. So then,
Right.
so the creditors are agreeing, okay, let's get some of our money. And so-
Right.
but
Right.
then it's probably going to be spread out over a certain amount of time. But then he was claiming I'm broke, but then he was posing.
Yeah, but you can't, how can we be mad that he's posing when you didn't even ask him to pay all that debt since they're assets that they're asking for and not actual liquid cash?
Well, he
Like, that doesn't
reported
make sense.
saying that I don't really have it. And so then they were like, well,
Oh,
you don't have it, but what's this?
spelled out broke in thousands of dollars.
Right, I'm broke.
On
Oh,
his
is that broke? That doesn't really constitute broke. And so, and yeah, I mean, they were upset. He definitely really picked some people off.
So
with
do
that.
you think that a judge can actually do
They can,
anything
they
about
can, right? Yeah, they can disapprove his bankruptcy, and then
Okay.
that'll allow the creditors to come in and kind of just take his all of his assets, and then he'll be really broke. He'll be Chapter 7
Really
broke.
broke.
this? Chapter
Yeah, they
7.
don't-
Okay,
They
right.
All
got
right,
that-
guys.
That Mike Tyson house he bought.
Yeah, Mr. Casanova is staying in the house. We're going to take a quick musical break. Hotline Bling break. When we come back, more fun in the studio.